We are living in desperate times. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world due to climate change. Humans are to blame. We have caused a global crisis, burning fossil fuels for transportation and energy production, expelling methane emissions from factory farming, and carbon dioxide from deforestation. As the global population increases, global consumerism increases. Both consumption and waste also contribute greatly to the burning of fossil fuels, as well as methane and carbon dioxide emissions. While millions of young climate activists worldwide have taken to the streets protesting for change, I was sad to learn children at the school my son attends were not learning anything about environmental issues. A recent poll determined 3 out of 4 teachers believe in climate change, though nearly 2/3 say it's out of their subject area. While climate crisis can be frightening, as a concerned parent, I feel it's important for kids to understand how climate change is impacting their lives and provide hope for their future. Our weather has been greatly impacted. Droughts have become more frequent, severe, and pervasive, causing massive flooding and an increase in forest fires, greatly altering our ecosystem, inevitably affecting the world's biodiversity. The current list of critically endangered species includes the African forest elephants, Amur leopards, Bornean orangutan, and the eastern lowland gorillas, just to name a few. While our Arctic glaciers continue to melt, our sea levels rise. Our oceans are becoming a wasteland of improperly discarded plastic litter that is killing fish, seabirds, and marine mammals. By 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean by weight than fish. As these plastics break down in the sun and heat, they release methane, ethylene at an increasing rate and break down into even smaller pieces. Plastic doesn't decompose, so it will remain in our ocean for centuries. As we walk into our future, we must do more to prepare our children to adapt to their changing environment, educate them so they will make wise and courageous decisions, provide them with hope and empowering possibilities to focus on a positive future. I meditated on an idea I could propose to my son's school, one that would open the children's eyes to environmental issues while filling them with a great source of happiness and hope. First and foremost, it would involve celebrating Earth Day. Getting the children in the fresh air, parading under a blue sky, led by their school mascot, a wildcat, only as a puppet. Children, young and old, love puppets, though this puppet would be unlike any other puppet they had ever seen before. I shared my idea with the PTO and the principal. Everyone loved it. Teachers became incredibly excited and involved in the engagement. It began with all the children drawing a picture of what they thought a wildcat puppet should look like. They were the architects of what would become the Puppet Project. I had hundreds of brilliant images to gather inspiration from. With these images, I began envisioning a giant wildcat, one that would transform thoughts and ideas about Earth Day and leave a lasting impression. Homemade paste and recycled paper were the items mostly used to create the puppet. As I worked layer by layer, I envisioned the intentions I hoped this puppet would have on students: to raise their awareness and consciousness, transcend barriers, create space for expression, alter how they view the world, transform their perceptions of accountability, help build a sense of community, stimulate a lasting emotional response, and ultimately create a vision of a more just world. While it was just a puppet, the love I was projecting while creating was so much more. I was happy to learn while I built the puppet, students were busy learning about Earth Day and climate change, giving presentations on the use of alternative energy sources. Teachers discussed the use of plastic and paper and began recycling in their classrooms. Students planted a butterfly garden. The principal invested in a composting program for the cafeteria's food waste and taught the children how it works. Everyone was excited and ready to celebrate Earth Day. Despite a wind advisory, our efforts for an Earth Day parade. Love was felt all around. The puppet project was a success. Though don't take my word for it, hear from the students themselves.
Okay, the puppet project was a project that we had at our school, and it was mainly about kids would submit pictures of whatever they wanted the puppet to be, and the artist would select one of them and turn it into a puppet. This was a really cool experience. I was really excited to help out. There's this amazing wildcat drawing that this one girl made, and the artist turned it into a puppet, and it was this whole entire bodysuit that she was wearing. And it was a really cool experience. Earth Day parade that kids could walk around the track, and as they get to the end, they could say hi to the wildcat puppet, and it was a very wholesome moment. I feel like it was...
This puppet parade was very, very cool because everyone was together and did a whole entire parade around the school, and it was really, really fun, and everyone got to see the puppet, and it was really, really cool.
And then at school we learned about Earth Day, and we learned that Gaylord Nelson, which was a senator, he started Earth Day in the 1970s.
To just say a few things about the puppet and how important it was for our school. The puppet really brought everyone together, collaborating on it to get the drawings initiated to show, what they thought it would look like, and that really got the students involved in the project. And then from there, it really turned into a really neat creation, and the students were able to be a part of the march around the school, or a little walk around the school where we celebrated that for Earth Day, and in turn all of the discussion in class that revolved around that could kind of became talk of recycling and composting and all the new projects that we hope to advance soon now at our school and make our school a little bit better place for the environment. So definitely one little project, but it turned into a school-wide really collaborative and really hopeful for all of our students here. So very excited about it and glad that we got to be a part of that.
I'm excited that my school started recycling because it's important that we don't throw our trash that doesn't need to be there into the ocean, because it hurts a ton of animals that didn't really do anything, and it hurts them, and it's killing a ton of animals that are in the ocean. And it's really not that hard. You just need to put a few things in a separate bin, and if you don't do it, then it hurts a ton of animals, and when you do, it keeps our environment nice, clean, and healthy. This Earth Day project was really, really cool because everyone got together and they made drawings to give ideas to the artist, and it was really, really fun, and it inspired us to recycle and now we're gonna make a garden, and it's gonna be really, really
So
cool.
what is the garden good for?
It's good for bees and butterflies because they can get nectar and pollen, and it's just really good.
I'm thankful for the puppet project because it'll allow us to get a composting system in our school. And I visited a school that had a compost system, and it was really cool. So they all put their food into the big compost bin and the kids make sure that there's no plastic in it. And they send it off to a place where they decompose it using like bugs and stuff. And then they ship it back and they use it for gardening and food.
Throughout next year, we're going to be composting, and I'm going to help run that, which is an honor for me. I'm really excited that I can help with that. A little bit after the Earth Day parade, we made a project where we would pick a solution that was something bad happening to the Earth, such as like global warming, a certain species of animal that's going extinct, and we would do research on the topic and say how they're going extinct, what's happening, what we can help about it, and just other facts about it, which was a cool project. I did obviously about global warming and how it's really bad and affecting us extremely, how we can help it, how we can extremely decrease how much it's going up.
And it also, I'm happy it helped because our whole school gets to use recycling now, and like some other schools, and it makes me feel good because I really like activism and saving the earth, and I actually wrote a few poems about that. So,
Why is it important to you?
because I think that we need to raise awareness, and if not awareness, just actually act on it, because raising awareness is good, but also actually acting on having it happen is even better.